Naruto Shinobi Striker Season 10 is coming out soon, which means it's time to update the DLC tier list with the Season 8 and 9 characters. If you've missed the last video, this is our DLC tier list so far, which I've already made some small adjustments to thanks to recent balance patches. Now, you should know that my priority for these DLC tier lists isn't how strong these characters are or how competitively viable they are. It's more about how fun or versatile their jutsu are. Do they bring any bonus stuff like weapons or ninja tools? Or are their moves just kind of recycled from previous DLC, making them a bit more of a cash grab? Basically, this is the DLC tier list of who is worth your money. I could sit here and rank the most broken DLC for you, sure, but I don't have a chair. This game gets rebalanced every month, so if you buy something now because it's broken, next month you've spent your money for nothing. They got nerfed. I've been playing this game since release. I've seen top tiers come and go. I've learned from that, and so every time a DLC character comes out, I make a ninja card for them. This ninja card has a score for their ultimate, both of their jutsu, and it shows if they are bringing you any bonus stuff. And the scores I give these are pretty immune to balance patches. Not 100% immune, but they're pretty good at weathering the storm. But that's how I arrived at the previous tier list, but you might be new here, so let's take it all one step at a time. Let's separate all of the types, starting with the attack type tier list, which looks like this. At the top, we have two great examples of what makes a top tier. Shisui has very good jutsu, but it's more than that. If you buy him, he brings you an excellent new substitution and a new weapon that's also very good, and he costs the same as characters that give you nothing but 2 jutsu and an ultimate. So I mean, you just gotta rank him above the others. Naruto, on the other hand, gives you some pretty mid bonuses, but he has 2 jutsu that I just consider peak Shinobi Striker DLC, because they are fun to use, they are versatile, and they brought something new to the game. At the bottom, we have someone like Killer B. He has 1 good jutsu, and a lot of people use that, but the rest feels subpar, or nothing new compared to the other jutsu that he already had. Plus, he brings nothing other than a couple of cosmetics in addition to his jutsu, so he suffers greatly in a tier list like this. Everyone else is just somewhere in between. They may have incredible jutsu, but not much else, or they're pretty average overall. Season 8 actually had 2 attack type DLC, so let's add them to the tier list right now. Kawaki Karma Progression kicked off Season 8, and the DLC was fine. An A-ranked jutsu and an ultimate, that means they are very good, they are creative and versatile jutsu on their own. Maybe not fully unique, but still very good. And another jutsu that felt a bit more situational. So the scores, along with the fact that Kawaki doesn't bring you any new bonus stuff, end up putting him on a low A tier. Season 8 had another attack type, which was Kid Naruto, and I really liked everything he brought to the game, with the exception of the Shuriken jutsu, honestly. I think the idea was solid, but the jutsu didn't feel too good to control, which is a shame because this could have easily been an S tier character, especially with that bonus ninja tool and substitution, but he ends up just landing on the A tier as well. Last but not least, the most recent DLC, the last one from Season 9, was Kimimaru. He felt pretty average overall, to be honest. If you like combos, I think you're gonna get a kick out of this DLC, but he is pretty straightforward. This would be a B tier DLC if he didn't bring a new weapon, but that new weapon is the Master's moveset, and he also has a new ninja tool in addition to that, and that's gonna push him to the A tier. That's a nice bonus that Season 9 characters have. Your Master's moveset was actually something you can now equip on your character. But that's the attack types tier list. Let's move on to the next class. Range types consistently get the best DLC in the game. They're always super creative, you never know what to expect from these characters. And actually, Boruto Karma Progression is a perfect example of a card I recently nerfed. His first jutsu used to be an S rank for me, but now it's no longer unblockable. I feel that because of that, it did lose some versatility, but it remains a great combo tool, an absolutely unstoppable jutsu if you just want to get in and be offensive with, and that's something that range types just did not have. So it went from being an S tier jutsu to an A tier, but I think that shows you just how resistant these cards are to balance changes. You had to make a big change to the jutsu for it to lose 1 rank. And I think that's why Kakashi Double Sharingan is probably gonna live in the bottom tier forever for committing the biggest sin you can commit as a DLC, in my opinion, which is to bring us duplicate DLC. Even though the Haikiri has some properties different from the previous Chidori, we already had 2 of them. We did not need a 3rd, bro. But that's the range type tier list so far. Season 8 added only 1 range type, which was Kid Sasuke, and he has a jutsu that was in my main build for a long time. Wire kunai followed by a fireball, nerfing the opponent's movement and giving me a combo afterwards? Bro, you're gonna give me my dream jutsu just like that? And the ultimate wasn't bad either, but I just cannot stand when they give us duplicate jutsu. And this Sasuke brings us yet another Chidori to the collection. Even if it has some unique effects like Kakashi, range types already had 3 now. This is number 4, so you have to penalize it. And that's gonna bring Sasuke down to a B tier DLC. And that's despite one of his jutsu being my main build for a very long time. But Season 9 also had a range type DLC, which was Momoshiki. I didn't like his ultimate at all. It felt very uninspired, but going monkey time is super fun, and building random bridges on the stage feels game breaking, but also in a fun way. And then you have the Master's moveset, which is just the perfect range type weapon. Probably the best weapon you can get for range types outside of gacha. And that's honestly going to solidify this as an S tier range type DLC. Momoshiki is an absolute must have. And that closes the range types tier list. Let's move on to defense types. Gaara is one of my favorite overall DLC for Shinobi Striker. He has a very good ult and a very good jutsu based on how fun and creative they are. And then what I consider to just be a top tier jutsu with a sand coffin. Fun, versatile, unique, fits the character like a glove, synergizes great with other defense type jutsu, it's beautiful. And on top of that, as a bonus, he also has a cool ninja tool, pushing him even further. There's no one at the bottom tier for defense types in my opinion, but Jiraiya is pretty low, since his ultimate is pretty boring. It just drops the frog in front of you, nothing crazy. And Needle Jizo doesn't feel very unique, since it's kind of like an upgrade of the petrification jutsu that you get in the base game. It's not that Needle Jizo is bad, it's just that it really doesn't feel new. We have a new defense type on both Season 8 and Season 9, so let's start with Shisui Perfect Susanoo. When this character came out, my review was a bit harsh. I do stand by most of what I said, but I've come around on the Sharingan a little bit. I've bumped up the score in the ninja card a little bit, but still I don't think his kit is that amazing, especially the counter. It's just not fun to sit there and stare at a Susanoo's back. But it does bring us a unique ninja tool, so overall he's gonna land in the A tier. And then we had Season 9, which kicked off with Hiran. Hiran had some pretty cool jutsu, spin to win, and a big attack flurry that would give you more and more buffs until someone killed you, which then you had to start over, kind of like a snowball jutsu. Pretty unique. But his ultimate did lose an extra point because even though I like what it does and how creative they've made it, to complete the ritual you have a very long cutscene that can be interrupted by any unblockable move. That makes it kind of annoying. To complete the ritual you kind of have to run away and hide. It felt a bit lame. So I'm gonna rank him also in the A tier, but definitely above Shisui. That concludes defense types. Let's go into heal types. There are plenty of characters to choose from the top tiers, honestly. I feel like Itachi never goes out of fashion though. To be able to pull off Izanami in a game like this in such a lore accurate way is insane if you stop to think about it. Yasaka beads are the ultimate defense with offense capabilities, and he brings a big explosion as a substitution jutsu, one of the most used subs in the whole game since it came out. And at the bottom tier, I always get flack for this, but I truly believe Ino's healing jutsu makes the game worse. It's not about whether remote healing jutsu is good or not anymore. It's just not fun for Ino or the enemy team when this jutsu is present. As the enemy, you have to hunt down Ino, who's hiding somewhere before you can even start fighting. And what's the Ino POV? She's just sitting in the corner, healing and charging her cooldown. It sucks. And you know what else sucks? The fact that heal types only got one DLC in these past 2 seasons. Kakuzu was that DLC. He came out during Season 9 and he brought the Labubus. They're pretty fun, but kind of gimmicky, honestly. A very situational jutsu. The healing, however, I think is the coolest healing jutsu in the entire Shinobi Striker game. Instead of straight up healing your team, you apply a buff to everyone where they heal as they deal damage to opponents. Plus, it makes everyone immortal for 15 seconds. If their health is depleted, it will refill quite a bit, but starts draining very quickly until they get a KO. It's like everyone is fighting without a heart and slowly dying, but if they can KO someone, they can use their heart instead. I thought it was brilliant, and with everything else he brings, he actually climbs up to the S rank of the heal type tier list in my opinion. Really solid stuff, which concludes our tier lists by type. Let's bring them all together for a final tier list. Here is everything you saw combined into a single list. Honestly, it's a lot to look at because this is too much DLC. If you're getting into Shinobi Striker right now, it's just way too much. It's way too expensive to buy all of this, so allow me to make a couple of recommendations. If you want to get the most DLC, I would recommend you get Season 2. It has the most characters and the best overall quality score. That said, the Season Pass isn't cheap. It costs $30. If you're looking for the best season to buy but taking price into account, the best one is actually Season 7. It has the most quality for its price. The problem is that there's not a lot of variety in types. It's 2 range types and 1 defense type. So if you're looking for variety, I would probably recommend Season 5. The price to quality score is pretty close to Season 7, but at least you get 1 character of each type, except attack types, which you get 2 characters of. If you're not a variety gamer, however, if you want to main a specific type, then allow me to make a few recommendations. If you're going to be an attack type main, Season 2 is going to be pretty hard to beat. Killer Bee, Might Guy, and Naruto Adult. Even if Killer Bee is basically just 1 jutsu, Might Guy is an A tier DLC and Naruto is an S tier. I know Season 2 is expensive, but as an attack type, that's probably where you're gonna get most of your value. If you're gonna be a range type main, you gotta get Season 7. It's 2 S rank range types. And the other character is Gaara, which is one of the best DLC in my opinion, though he is a defense type. Speaking of defense types, this might be the toughest one to recommend a single season for, but I'd probably go with Season 3. Even though I don't score Neji very highly on this tier list, he did have a meta jutsu for a big period of this game. And Boruto Karma is just really solid. Not many seasons have multiple defense types though, so it's kind of a tough recommendation. And finally, for heal types, I gotta go with Season 4. Sakura's heals got buffed since the last tier list. Itachi has always been super solid, plus he has that incredible substitution. You just gotta go for that season. But that's my update on the Shinobi Striker DLC tier list. If you're looking forward to Season 10, don't forget to subscribe. I'll be here reviewing all of the DLC as usual. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name's Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye!